What's up, guys? You're here with Alpha Wraps. Today we're going to be showing you how to do some tasteful and inexpensive modifications to the interior of your F30. It works for most F30s, not all, but we're going to be wrapping all the trims in high gloss carbon fiber by Avery Dennison. We're going to show you a little before shot of how the interior looks right now with all the gloss black. The carbon fiber is going to add a more tastier, sportier feel to it, and it'll give the car its proper protection from any scratches. So that's it. I'm not going to waste your guys' time talking. We're going to get started by removing the trims. Alright guys, to take off your trim when it comes to your doors, it's going to have several clips, but first you want to start down here. They're going to have a little tab. I already took this one off to show you guys better. But you're going to want to get some kind of tool, maybe a push tool, screwdriver, anything kind of flat in head. You're going to slide it through there, and you're going to push this switch down right here. It's going to pop out your trim, and then you're just going to focus on prying it with the trim tool to get all these clips loose, and it'll pop right off. So just like I mentioned with the rear, you're going to find that little entry down there. You're going to hold down the switch, and with your pry tool, you're going to gently start to pry all around. Once you've loosened the bottom, you grip it with your hand a little bit. Just want to pry all these tabs out slowly so you don't break any. So here you have it. These are all the tabs that you need to pry it off, and now it's ready to get cleaned and wrapped. Remove this little corner vent right here, pretty simple. Have your plastic trim tool so you don't scuff up any of your plastic. You're just gonna, I like to start with this bottom edge, pry it up, pry up here, give it a little help down here, and once you could basically maneuver it with your hand, wiggle it out. That's all it is, no wires to it. It's ready to get this part wrapped. All right, now I'm gonna show you how to remove this center console piece right here. Basically, you want to start your little pry bar. You're gonna start with both sides, pry them up a little bit. Once you get it up, to disconnect this tab right here, this little clip, you're gonna want to push in right here. It has a little tab. Once you get that going, it just disconnects like that. To remove the trim up here on your dash, the way I found it easier is put your fingers on the back of it, kind of rock it a little bit, and it starts to pry off by itself. Once you got the center part off, down here for this red trim, so you don't break it, what I like to do is I like to use my little trim tool and just gently pry up from the bottom. You don't want to break this trim tool right here, this trim. Once you got that nice and loose, simply pull it. You're going to disconnect your emergency and your door unlock and lock button, and you're also going to disconnect your heating or your AC unit. So the last piece of trim that I'm going to be wrapping high gloss for my car is this center piece right here that goes around the shifter. And to get this part off, basically you want to just pry. You want to get a nice skinny pry tool, pry up an edge, and what you want to do is kind of work it around with your hand. Make sure you don't break any tabs. Slide it out properly, and there. So here you have all the trim, basically everything that I'm gonna be wrapping high gloss carbon fiber. Here you have the vinyl wrap. It's Avery Dennison high gloss, really good stuff. You're gonna want to have some wrap supplies for this, maybe a couple blades, a couple squeegees. It just helps with the install. You're gonna want to have some Red Bull, just kidding, but it helps. So here we're gonna be taking this little like bezel piece off so we can wrap it properly. Over here, you're going to want to take off this iDrive little piece right here. It's held on by 3 little, I believe they're Torx bits. And So yeah, that's basically it. Next, you'll see a little time lapse of me vinyl wrapping everything, and then we'll go back to installing everything on the car. Just make sure that you do clean thoroughly your pieces. I like to use 70% isopropyl alcohol. Spray it on the rag very quick. Gonna hit every edge of the trim. Get your edges, just to make sure that the wrap sticks properly to everything. And now you're good to get started. Here's the first piece complete. It took about 8 minutes, I think. It got cut and tucked all around, so nothing's gonna pull back. Obviously, alright, so we're about to get started on this centerpiece that goes above my dash. I noticed that most people take off this whole venting area here. I don't feel like I need to take it off. I should be able to just wrap around it, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that process in time lapse. If you have a friend to help, it does help make the install a little quicker, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Here's a little dash centerpiece complete. Like I said, some people like to remove all this area. I simply wrapped around it. It's all preference. If you want to go that route, take a little bit more work. I didn't think it was necessary, and I managed to pull it off, so that's what you're looking at right now. It's easier with two people, just so someone can hold the piece and help you stretch the vinyl. I didn't show the process of doing the door handles. That one's pretty straightforward, pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the finished product of every piece here. I want to say it probably took around an hour to knock all these out. We're gonna go ahead and install them on the car, and right now I'll show you guys how that looks.
They want the money to steal from me. I kept my confidence cause I know what it is. I put in time and now nobody's staring me. Whole time I was in school, writing rhymes in my dorm room. Took 6 years of long days. I'm 23 like MJ. I'm here, up and away. Used to be broke but I knew it would change. Gave up my happiness, it was a shame. Caught up in numbers and getting the plays. I let it go, then I begun. Now that I'm back up and ready to run. Know it's a journey but I'm always learning. I feel like the man that I knew I'd become, yeah.